What is up, guys? Seven Aldo here. Hope you guys are doing well today. I'm live and I'm live trading, and we're going to talk about what's going to happen here. Here were some of the latest trades in the Discord. I'll show you them. Double the current Bitcoin short. So I've been short for a minute now, quite a bit, and Bitcoin, ETH short, all that, all good. Check it out. We're doing a discount right now, $35 a month. Link is down below for the Discord. You can sign up through there or through upgrade.chat down below. Here are the charts right here. Let me show you the trade, by the way. So here's the trades. I did a small long that I talked about in the Discord on Bitcoin. I closed out by accident. I was trying to do a separate long kind of on Bitcoin, but apparently it kind of just it took more profits from the short, which kind of gets the same effect. So I was like, just close that out. Let's try to go long or whatever. Keep the ETH one in case the market nukes more. But this has done well. We've done really well here. So that's kind of the big thing here. And if we move on, let's kind of move this up. I guess I could show you one of the trades. I guess some people we'll show check out BYDFI. The pinned comments for BloFin too, both are great. So check it out if you guys want to trade. And let's get into Bitcoin. Let's see, what's up, Johnny M? So I know Johnny M requested kind of high time frames on TradFi. We'll talk about that in just a second or just a minute. Bitcoin, I think you have potential here. Sometimes when you're in these bear trends, you just keep finding ways to go down lower, so be careful. Sometimes it's good to just let the winners ride, short positions ride or whatnot. And I think this potentially will go down farther. This could be a really, bloody month this February. 200 SMA, weekly SMA, around 58K right now. You may hit it around 60. I get it. You theoretically could get down there this month. A lot of cleansing. A lot of cleansing in this market, I should say. So that's definitely possible there. Short term, I guess the more bull, situation. That's trying to roll over there. You could jump up. It's a little tricky here. I would say it's a little bit tricky here. I don't know if you guys can hear the birds outside. They come out at night, man. The birds get loud at night or when the sun's setting anyway. But anyway, guys, always appreciate you smashing the like button. ETH looks a little bit better on some of these time frames. Like, what are we on, the 2 hour, the 4 hour? This looks a little bit better, like a jump to 2,500. Who the hell knows? Maybe even 2,800. I don't sound like the most confident at the moment, but it's hard to say. Some of these relief rallies can do a little bit more than what you may think. Your daily 200 is right now 3,600. I don't think you're getting up there anytime soon, unfortunately. But hear the birds. Okay, figure they quieted down a little bit. I think they go to sleep once the sun sets. Once the sun goes down, but we got another half hour before that happens. So let's see here. 24, 25. Yeah, I think there's definitely potential for that. ETH Bitcoin keeps bleeding. We'll keep our eyes on this. I wouldn't say this is the best thing right now. A lot of alts, I think, are continuing to bleed against Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens. Solana as well. That's hitting a huge point, that previous low there. And I've kind of surmised that you would go down farther. Than that. I'm looking at 80. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe we'll lose it. Maybe we won't. I have no idea. I think Solana is obviously risky business. The more of the alt, more if you get into alts, it's going to become more risky, especially in a bear market. 73 was that low there. That was 75. So if you were to 23% down, it's possible Bitcoin only dumps another 23. If it follows kind of Bitcoin, let's see. That would be, what's 23 from that low or whatever, would be 55. Yeah, the thing too is if you're selling Bitcoin at mid to low 70s, my guess is that you're not probably not going to drop another 50% from where we are right now, but 20, 30%. And the thing is, if you're trying to buy back 20, 30% lower, You know, it depends. You know, sometimes it's better just to stay the course or whatnot because volatility is getting less as time goes on. But, you know, what's up, guys? So yeah, there's that drop, you know, potentially there. I think you'll at least get it to 60. I mean, my guess is that probably 200, you know, let's kind of map out where this is going. I mean, 50K, you know, by the time you hit that, I don't know. I mean, 50K would be doable, you know, sometime between May and October or whatever, 50K area. I don't think you'd go much below that, but we'll see what happens. I think this is kind of the secret indication right there, secret sauce or whatever. 2 week, it'll probably be the not this green one that'll probably confirm in March or April, maybe the one after that. And then that'll probably give you what you need. Maybe similar to there. It could be that the earlier one this time around if we bottom out earlier, though. I mean, who knows? Let's look at TradFi a little bit. I mean, XLE keeps coming up, I think, which is good. A lot of people are bullish on this, including myself. And I think this is the main thing that's in a bull market right now. I think this will outperform most things over the next 4 to 6 months. A MicroStrategy. My view here, too, is like Bitcoin goes down another 20, 30. This goes down another 30, 40, I guess. You know, could kind of just follow Bitcoin on the way down. I think we've kind of seen max FUD to a certain extent. It probably will go down farther, like I mentioned, but, you know. I mean, the thing, too, is, like, where are we right now? If you were to compare this, obviously, diminished returns, diminished losses, all that, but, I mean, you're probably in, like, you know, you're probably at, like, 30K right now, I would say. You're probably like these lows, you know what I mean? Previous year lows. Like, these were 20, yeah. That's exactly where you are, which is very interesting. So you're essentially at 30K, and you crashed another 50% from there. So I think it's kind of like not a terrible place, but it could be better, you know what I mean? So let's say you crash another 30%, that'll bring you down to, you know, you guessed it, 50K. So I mean, 75 to 50K. The thing is, you need a plan. If you're selling right now, you need a plan. I think you need to convert to something that's likely going to outperform it, like the S&P 500, like XLE, Berkshire Hathaway, you know, things like that. When to buy spot Bitcoin? Amazing question. I'll tell you exactly when to buy it right now. When your 3-day EMAs turn from gray, see how they're in the gray, turn from gray to bright is when you buy it. Not financial advice though, but just let's see, like right here would have been a pretty good place, 23K. So yeah, I mean, if you follow that, which would be like mathematical clockwork or whatever, if you kind of follow that area, you know, when does that happen? Let's say you hit it, I don't know, May or June or whatever, and then you finally maybe choppy for a few months, maybe later this year. Yeah, 60K probably. That'd be the place. I don't think it's going to be that freaking bad. Yeah, that's I would guess. You know, I don't think 50K. I mean, if you consider 50K to be bad, I mean, what's that down 65%? You know, that's kind of my main view. That's what I would say. You know, 50, 60K. 6.7 Bitcoin is what we're looking at. Yeah, Johnny M. Yeah, I was about to look at those. Wanted to, you know, it is more of a Bitcoin channel, so I wanted to start with that. QQQ, I think, will keep outperforming Bitcoin too a bit more. So let's talk about those. Let's talk about what's going to happen here. SPY versus gold, I think, should kind of at least consolidate, come up. So let's talk about it. I'm going to do a full kind of analysis, not just daily, weekly, monthly, but we'll start at the high time frames. I think I've talked about this for a few months too. Yeah, this is something I've mentioned. Apologies if, well, nah, it shouldn't be that repetitive. You don't have a true bear div here, I think. But I mean, based on back there, I mean, money flow coming out. Higher anchor wave generally would be more of a bearish trajectory. I mean, this thing, you know, something that's generally always bullish. It's, you know, these macro things don't, you know, convince us immediately. The weekly is where it gets more bearish because you've had a lot of, you're not doing what you should do, you know, based on continuation. You're coming up a little bit and now you're rejecting harshly. That's pretty bearish. Daily is as bearish as possible. Money flow coming out. Same could be said kind of with the 2-day trigger wave. So I think you're going to fall off. I think you're going to come down for some months. I mean, that's what I would kind of guess. With Bitcoin and Ethereum probably to a certain extent. I guess too, you know, if you're thinking, some may think, you know, if you're thinking that the S&P 500 is going to come down like 10 or 15% like I do, you know, what does Bitcoin go down? Maybe 30% from where we are right now. So 50K, you could still survive with that. Think about, I think a lot of pain has happened already for Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like just the S&P 500 going down 10 to 20% doesn't make Bitcoin have to go down to 30K or something ridiculous. You know what I mean? 68, 64, 68K. I mean, that we would avoid for the first time ever the 200 weekly SMA grant. If that does happen. Anything's possible though. So yeah, that's S&P 500. So I would say that's the one that's got the bear div right there. That's pretty bearish. They could easily bring it down quite a bit. Weekly, you know, all that. So yeah, I think it will come down. The other thing too, our little buddy Berkshire Hathaway here is starting to show some major strength, I would argue, against the S&P 500. Nice jump right here. So I think this will generally, you know, you could easily, especially Coca-Cola has been doing good. A lot of the boring stuff's been coming up, that commodity type stuff. Well, you know, 13, you know, a big nice jump against S&P 500. I could see at 20%. So that situation. That's what my guess is here. That's what my kind of guess is. And so let's see here. That's Berkshire Hathaway versus S&P 500. And so ultimately, what do we want to look at here? I mean, if we look at the AI stuff, Palantir had better than expected earnings, but I still think this is going to go down. 2 week not looking too good. I mean, nothing's really looking too good on this. So remember, markets top on good news. They bottom on bad news generally. Treasury or yields are going up a little bit. I think these will generally head down as your DXY. Well, I mean, it depends, but yeah, I would think your bonds will go up as your DXY potentially goes up. I don't know. It's tough to say. I think this will generally go up, though. That's my kind of view here. So, yeah. I want to look at Apple stock because that's kind of been lackluster. I know Microsoft dumped because of Bill Gates, I guess. I don't know if that was really the reason. I mean, is he still the chairman? I don't even know what his... Yeah, this came up a little bit. Probably not going to make a higher high or all-time high, in my opinion. But I think it'll kind of roll over here. Tesla's another one you could bet on when Elon Musk will be worth $1 trillion. When was that adjusted for inflation? There was the Rockefeller was worth, what John D. Rockefeller was worth $1 trillion. I don't know what year that was. Does anyone know? I'm trying to remember what the hell year was that. Just curious. That would be interesting too, because that's adjusted for inflation. Really, the richest person. Then they did antitrust laws to kind of prevent that. So yeah, what's up, Theo? Appreciate you guys smashing the like button, all that good stuff. Tesla, I think, will come down a bit. I mean, tough to say exactly where, but I would say at least 30 from all-time high down here, maybe 350 or something. Kind of my view. So yeah, that was low right here. I feel like the dips on this. I mean, this is known for outrageous corrections. I mean, this is known for, like, Elon Musk ain't going to $1 trillion if this is going down, you know, 40, 50%, which it could. I don't know if it will, but it can. So keep that in mind. I think there's the AI stuff itself is gonna, the AI stuff itself needs to come down, I would say. So yeah, and we can look at, well, if you guys are interested in trading, check out BidFi. We're doing a promo. Check that out. Let me just show you guys the promo here. We're working on a new one for BloFin, but you still get 20% off your fees for life. You still have my link. Same thing with BidFi for the 20% off your fees for life. This ends on the 13th. Good deposit bonuses, 20K, get 2,000. Guys, check out the Discord. A lot of good stuff. Got Nightshade in there, K-Mac in there as well. Maybe doing a new analyst soon. We'll see. And obviously myself, a lot of good trades, entry points, take profits, stop losses. $35 a month. We're doing a big bear market sale, so check it out. So yeah, and I mean, yeah, you're in more of that bearish situation. I mean, it's hard to be really bullish on anything right now other than like XLE. I mean, yeah, XLK. I don't even know what that. Oh, okay, technology. That's a good question. Let's actually look at that. I've never done anything with this. I think it'll. I would argue Nasdaq's got a good shot of outperforming Bitcoin for the next couple months, continuing. Yeah, to outperform maybe a higher low here or something. I would guess. We'll see what happens. Definitely coming to the green is something like on that 3 week or that monthly. It would intrigue me. Could go on a little bit longer. We'll see. So yeah, I mean, generally, I think the safer the object gets, you know what I mean. The safer the object gets, the more hmm, yeah, the safer the object gets, the more you know, um, the better the investment right now. Sorry, I was checking my phone, but ADA Bitcoin, that's an interesting one to look at. Hmm. Yeah, I'm surprised how much freaking. Yeah, I mean, this is completely nullified. Yeah, this thing's not in a good situation, unfortunately. Yeah, these are freaking that low right there. I mean, it may continue. This is just a question of does this survive or not at this point. It may, it can, especially based on monetary policy. I don't know if I would definitely wouldn't buy it right now, but it can, you know. Cardano right there, you know, trying to jump or whatever, make a higher low from there. It'll probably hit this point, you know. Probably will go down lower. I mean, I haven't really charted this. Let's see. Where's your, yeah, but you're below your 200 weekly. Below everything. Jeez. Yeah, this isn't even, I don't know where this is going. Maybe 15 cents. I don't know. Bitcoin Cash, that's an interesting one. I'm surprised you want me to look at that. I don't think I'm going to be very bullish on this. Yeah, higher lows, lower highs. Probably going down, bro. It is compared to a lot of other things. It's held up well, but I think that's just coincidence. The other one that people have talked about, obviously, is hype, and I think the Andrew Tates and all the big people kind of behind this is why. But I don't know. It seems like in the bear market, just everything eventually gets railed. So be careful. That's what I will say. Be careful. But it is jumping up. I mean, yeah, if you're trying to find something that's generally in an uptrend, it's really only this, but it is hitting some big points, and there's also not that much like data on it, so it could get railed. We don't know, but just keep that in mind. More controversy about the Binance. What's new? Sleazy stuff as usual. So yeah, I don't know what to make of it too much, but I think crypto in general needs to be cleansed a bit more. So yeah, I think it's like 2 months really, like February, March, maybe April. 2, 3 months is really if you can hold off until then. You know what I mean? Because I mean, if you sold, you have 30% more Bitcoin now than if you sold at 100 in terms of USD um, evaluation. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And I would hope 50% double, essentially doubling, or even more so, against S&P or Berkshire Hathaway, S&P 500, XLE, especially those ones. So yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm looking for, guys. I'm just thinking Super Bowl. I mean, I don't know, but I'm not really seeing the upset here. I think the smart thing would be go Seahawks money line. I mean, I don't know. You can't do the with the yeah. I mean, you could just go. I mean, what would they let you? Can you go like a lot of? I mean, it's still something. You win 5 grand though. That's the thing. Yeah, 100. You win 50. I would bet Seahawks probably. I just think objectively it's a better team. I don't think there's going to be an upset. There could be. Where is the Super? I don't even know. Does it? Where is the Super Bowl this year? Is it Florida? I have no idea where they're doing it. They've done it in New York even. Some I forget. It's usually like Arizona or California. I'm sure they've done. Where is the Super Bowl this year? Anybody know? Um, Let me know. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah. So there's this trade. Trying to go up a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, I think we might, because it's like you take out the low, then everyone gets afraid. You took out that low, everyone gets afraid, then you jump back up. Could be up to 85. I do think February is still going to be bearish, though. Like you'll come up and then maybe 83 or something. This situation. That, something like that. I don't know if you're going to get that low in February, but within the next few months, most likely, that situation. That's where I would say as you get down to here, Bitcoin becomes attractive. Like where we are, and this is actually a really good discovery I think I made in the beginning of this stream. Where we are, we're like right here, guys. We are here. We are in this situation. We just lost. We're like beginning of May. You know what I mean? So we had our dump, and or we're in that situation. We're like right. We're at 30K now. What does that mean though? We're at 30K. Does that mean we're going down another 50%? Probably not, but it means a lot of the pain is through. Now, if we look at, this is interesting too, because if we're halfway through the pain, we're down 42%. What if we go down another 42%? I don't know where that would bring us to. That's very low. Yeah, 42K. I would hope for those numbers. I don't think you're going to go that low. You know what I mean? Don't think you're going to go that low particularly. Because let's just look at this here. Let's look at from this high down here. So it's 57%. And then from there, what did you... So this is interesting, actually. This is weird. My stupid thing is, it just like changes the... You got to click every time now. Another 47%. So let's say we're a little bit... This is very interesting, too. This is like a good find, I think. A really good find. So it's going to be like a little bit... So 42, let's say it's 35 from this low or whatever. 35. That'd be 47, 48K. That's what I've been surmising, yeah. So based on that, Santa Clara, so it's like San Francisco, yeah. Who plays that Levi? Is that the... Nobody's in Oakland and no more, right? Santa Clara's near San Francisco. Nobody's up there no more, right? That's interesting that they're doing it there. Who's it? Unless I'm missing something, because the Raiders moved to Vegas, and now there's two teams in LA. Nobody's there no more. Oh, is it the 49ers? That's got to... Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, it's the 49ers. Yeah. Yeah, one team. Yeah, California's got 3. New York's got 2. Or 3, actually. Yeah, counting that. So it's the 49ers. Yeah, that's where they're going, I think. Yeah. 6-7. Are you saying that because of the 6-7 CC? 6-7 pro channel. 6-7 enthusiast. I don't know what this is. Crypto, yeah. I think this will probably go down, but I don't know. Zcash. Let's look at Zcash. Yeah, I mean, that was pump and dump and probably some taking profits through out of Bitcoin, I would guess. Yeah, I mean, I would guess you'll probably go down to like 150 or something. Maybe low. I don't know. This is hard to say. I don't think this will look attractive for a while. It's kind of died out, Probably next stop would be, well, your 200 weekly is going to be at 80. I don't know if you're going that low. 100. I don't know. Tough to say. But yeah, and 150, I would guess, maybe lower. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. 35 watchers. Let me know what you guys want me to look at. I always appreciate you guys smashing the like button. So yeah, and we got the promo. Let me just show you the good promo that's going on. One of the better, or I would say one of the best promos right now. Good deposit promo, 20% free fees for life, BYDFI, no KYC, no VPN, 20K, get 2K back. So yeah. Trying to see here. Yeah, I think for ETH too. Now let's actually compare this to ETH. Now this is interesting because where you are in this was 21. So you had that low, that June of 21 low. Now let's mark that out actually. You haven't hit that yet. That's interesting. You haven't even got there yet. So in some ways, you're actually better. You know, that's interesting too. Now I'm just just move this down. You know what I mean? We're not even there yet. That's interesting. But from when you got there, so we're a little bit earlier this time. That's very interesting here because there was that Yeah, I'm just thinking. I think this is actually good though. Call me. I feel like this is. Well, I would actually bring you down to freaking. That's that's lower, but I think this may be good. I think that hopefully you could maybe. It could be less here. I feel like because if you're right there, and then you did this, arguing diminished losses. I feel like you're gonna take out that low. That's 1700 though. You know what I mean? Yeah, this could go down, unfortunately. If you lose that 200 2 week, this can go down. Yeah, that's the thing here. Damn. I've been saying, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of analysts, including myself, have been saying, yeah, 10 to 15% down for S&P 500. I've been saying that for a long time, guys. I've been saying that for months. Some people don't listen, but that's okay. I'm fine repeating myself, no worries. But yeah, no, I think that in all likelihood, S&P 500 goes down 10 to 15%. I mean, I've spoken about it many, pretty much every single live stream and pre-recorded video, but um, that's all right. So yeah, I think that certain thing you have to talk to really get people to listen to some idea you have. You have to really, especially in this day and age with TikTok and all short form, and there's so much stuff coming to you at every second. You gotta really repeat, even if you're in person with somebody. A lot of times, you gotta really repeat it at least 100 times, like at least 100 times a day for 100 days. You know what I mean? And then maybe they'll remember half of what you said, or they'll just say, "Oh, somebody else said that before you, and you copied them." Yeah, it doesn't. I'm half joking, but you get the point. You know what I mean? The attention span is very low these days. Um, yeah, BS. Yeah, that's one possibility. I mean, Bitcoin may only go down another 30%. That would be, or 25% even. I guess that's possible too. That's what I would guess. Maybe 45, 48, 50K, somewhere like that. I don't know about ETH. I think that's a play it by ear situation. We'll see what ends up happening with ETH. But yeah, you know, there's that. Aster, that's like the centralized Binance. Well, they're saying it's decentralized, but yeah, that's how I would stay the hell away from at the moment. They're due to have some failure there. It probably will be this one, but we'll see. I mean, it seems like everything, like the latest, didn't the White House talk? Yeah, the penguin. Is this some Greenland joke? I don't know. But there was the Moonbirds came out with one, which obviously that's kind of a desperation play, I think, at this point. And it did come up, which is interesting a little bit. Now it's back down. What was that, yesterday or today? It came up, yeah. That's completely, like most other meme coins. I mean, what's that going to do? It'll probably come up until Bitcoin, rolls over or whatever. What's up, AZTV? Yeah, I mean, I would definitely be locking in profits. You know what I mean? I'm in the small long, nothing too much, but we'll see what happens. So it's kind of my view on it. Low risk, high reward. Generally, what I've been trying to do here. So that was that. The other, trying to think if there's anything. I have this one open. It wasn't the most confident. Yeah. Well, John, I feel like you're like not to. I'm not even good. Yeah, it's complicated. It is complicated. Um, XMR. Yeah, I mean, I think there's some potential with some of these, you know. Mm, that drop down. This will come down, I think. After that, we'll see. Sometimes I take trades I'm less confident on than in the Discord, like small ones that I don't want to post because they're a little bit risky. I'll show you guys. So what I do is here, there was this potential risky scalp along. It was a little risky. You could take it if you're seeing that. It's more of a day long too. I think I posted a similar thing for ETH. That situation. And then I post the ones I'm more confident in here. So you could take any of these. This is not. I mean, it's not financial advice. I mean, obviously, let's be real. The average person, if you're just blindly trying to follow me in the Discord, I mean, you may make money, but if you really don't know what you're doing, you're just trying to blindly follow, you're probably going to lose money. You know what I mean? That's just usually what happens. So, yeah. I think I've explained that before. So, yeah. Zcash down to this point. Daily 200 on Zcash, yeah. Probably fall through. I was curious about, let's just look at like gold itself right now. I haven't even looked at this in a day or two. Yeah, I mean, it's coming back up. I think it'll be kind of boring to more bearish next 4 to 6 months. Maybe back down to, not 33. That would be a major frickin' 30% down. Well, if you count that wick as just a wild wick, I mean, it can come down to like 32 or something. It can. And it does get volatile. I'm not saying that will happen, but definitely can. Silver. I mean, from there, I mean, if that comes, yeah, I would say 50 could be the. This thing is volatile, man. It could go down to 50. Probably not much lower than that, but it's possible. This thing does get volatile. Um, Bitcoin can drop again. Yeah, it could go up. Yeah, it could go up to those points, like I mentioned. Yeah. I guess it would be a little strange if it goes just straight down, but not completely strange. I mean, when you get into some of these environments, it mainly just goes down. Unfortunately, um, it's just history. It's just usually what happens. But yeah, doesn't mean it has to. But um, let's see, what was this? Oh yeah, yeah. I just love how I'm not I'm cool with everybody, but it's just like, okay, yeah, we're more oversold than COVID. Yes, I agree with that. But you're more undersold than you were before you even hit the June bottom there. So I mean, does this really mean much? Like I mentioned, I think where we are is, I mean, it's kind of like buying Bitcoin at 30K in the last area. Down, you could go down another 30, 40% or some situation of that nature. So yeah. Mm. We'll try to do a chat in the Discord relatively soon, depending on if I work out today or not. If I go to gym today or not. Let's see, the new Fed chair starts cutting from June with the way we're going down quickly. Bottom in June, ETH had bottomed in. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to be necessarily the reason why, it bottoms, but it can bottom in May or even April potentially. I mean, it really depends. It's hard to say. So yeah, um, yeah. So I mean, 58K. Some people have transitioned over from super cycle to typical 4-year cycle. So I mean, adapt or die. I guess it's a good thing. Um, but I mean, the thing too is it's like for the people that bought at, it's like if you bought at 125K, like I don't know, you're just already down so much. It's like, I mean, I don't even know if it's worth it to sell at this point. Like the selling point would have been probably north of 80K, Um, and that's the thing. The thing too, the 3 week, the first time you had that green, which one gave us what the 2 week not so much, but it might be different this time. But yeah, the 2 week, the monthly there, January 20, yeah, January 23 was the big turnaround point, and you've been up ever since. And then this law of averages told you that you got to eventually come down here. So yeah, let's see new features. Yeah. Yeah. 6K profits. So account's doing pretty well. I'll say that. Can't complain there. And I've mentioned it, but BYDFI is doing a really good promo right now. Check it out. Link is down below. The BloFin one's good too. That's in the pin shot. But yeah. And check out the Discord, especially guys. $35 a month. I don't think we're gonna do that long, but we'll see. Bear market sale. Let's see. Would I use payouts to buy more funded accounts? Yes. Yeah, why not? If I was confident, I probably would, yeah. Um, but then again, it depends on what my goal is. If my goal is just to make, 1 or 2K a month, then there's not really a need. But if my goal was to go bigger, yeah, could use the payouts, yeah, especially on breakouts, pretty good too for prop trading. If you guys are interested in that, I got a link down below too. There's a little bit of a discount there. So yeah. Who's that point? So yeah, I mean that's what I'm looking at right now. So let's see, we talked about that. So I think the main things now it's probably freaking XLE. See, like, Berkshire. It's probably. I did the post. Let me actually look at the post I made about this. I've been more on follow me on Twitter too. I've been more on the Twitter game lately. We're trying to move up more, on Twitter. Here's the kind of list I think in terms of what'll do good to bad. Gold and these three are kind of close, but Bitcoin probably will still bleed against all of these for some time. XLE is gonna be probably now. Let's put this against Bitcoin because that's what I'm gonna convert to Bitcoin when the time is right. Money flow coming up there, monthly going into the green, kind of a no-brainer. I think you can get up to this point. You know, it's come up so much too. Yeah, when I bought it, it was yeah. So it's done well. We'll take it. It's done well. This trade's done well. So yeah. I'm just thinking here. This Trump. When would this happen? When would this, it could take some months, could be quicker. I think it'll be quicker. I would err more on the side of earlier rather than later on this. I think, you'll see though. You'll definitely have to see. So yeah. MicroStrategy, maybe 85, somewhere between 180 to 100. So yeah. So we'll see there. This jump here. Yeah, I think the main thing, I'll summarize. I'm going to get off in a minute, but I'll summarize. Like, I think the main thing here is, like, some of these bull divs, you know, 25, maybe 27. We'll see. Get everybody a little bit excited. I think fear and greed at this point. I mean, I don't know, but I think, well, first of all, I want to see what Polymarket thinks Bitcoin's going to hit this year. What price will Bitcoin hit in 2026 this year? So you have ooh, that's interesting. Kind of split. If you're on the bear case, yeah, 55 to 55K. So I would say 50-50 chance of 50K, you know, those areas. The 30, you know, 45K there could be doable. I guess some people are still more in the bull camp, you know, 120, those areas. That's interesting. I don't know how much volume is being put on this. I'm curious about ETH. Is there Ethereum? There's none for, okay, yeah, there's none for the, yeah. Anyway, so that was that. I want to look at fear and greed. Fear and greed, which is probably pretty important to look at. And let's see here. Higher low or whatever there for fear and greed. So, yeah, I don't know. I think even a small jump will probably bring you up to like neutral again. I don't know. Don't know. But I don't think that means, you know, too much. I guess in the long, I mean, I think too for Bitcoin, like, is if you think we could even just make a new all-time high within the next 3-4 years, which compared to the average trader, average investor, you'll probably outperform them. 75K, you know, if you can get up to 150K, that's double. I mean, that's still pretty good, you know. So there's that, that area. But, you know, for the money you need, I mean, most people, you know, you're looking for 10x or more. I mean, yeah, it's not. that's not what you're gonna get. But 50K, 3-4x maybe by the end of the decade, potential, more potential there. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna probably wrap it up. We're gonna do a collab with somebody pretty cool next week. Stable. We could look at the stable coin dominance or whatever, right? Tether dominance. Oh, you're talking about the meme coin stable. Isn't there a meme coin? That's funny. Yeah. This has come up. I think it will. That's the thing too. Like, where are you in? I mean, if you're like here in terms of, yeah, I mean, I would say, yeah, a few more months of this probably. This will probably generally come up. If we want to look at the stable, you know, yeah, that's a meme coin, right? Yeah. 12 hour. I don't think it looks that great, man. I'd be careful. We'll see. Anyway, guys, smash the like button. Guys, check out the, especially for BYDFI, BloFin, links down below. If you guys want to join the Discord, that's the first link down below. $35 a month. Really good deal we're doing. Bear market special. So check it out. Entry point, stop losses, take profits, a lot of great trade subs. So see you guys really soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.